Afternoon, everyone. It's Justin Doc, or your gentleman farmer, whatever you'd like to call me. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Let's let everything get set up. And good to go. We're going to head on out to see what's going on today. Today is Sunday, so what Sunday means is Sunday we are going to go out and do a bee inspection. So we're going to get into some of the hives. We're hopefully, if all works out well, we're going to get into the porch bees. Then we're also going to, not only are we going to get into the porch bees, but we're also going to get into a few other of the hives outside. We're going to see what we can find and all that kind of good stuff. So let's go get everything ready. I got to collect a few more supplies, so you guys get to walk with me as we get to organize some of the supplies. So I'm going to bring my veil. Hopefully we won't need it, but I'm going to bring it anyways. I'm going to grab a couple bee tools. I'm going to grab my fire. So you guys want to see fire? Got my fire. My bee tools. Actually, I'll set you guys here on the beehive while I put everything in my pocket so you guys can see everything that I'm organizing. So fire, we'll put fire in the pocket right there. I've got my veil, I've got some gloves. I've got my kickstand, so yeah, Any Word right now is a great time to buy. For those that are wondering what we're talking about, the buyer's market for the crypto world. Crypto is free falling, which is spectacular for me because I love these days. I make the most on days that does this. I haven't really played a lot today. I've been focusing on a lot of different stuff outside, but in general, crypto when it drops does me wonders. So got me a bee tool. Guess it's just going to go sideways in this pocket right here. Got the bee tool. So I don't need these as much, but it's always good to have all of the extra bee tools that you're going to need with you. So I'm going to stick this in my pocket right here. I'm going to grab some water. Never know when you need extra water. For those that want to see, this is my, here is my apron that I've been wearing. I really like these. They do a great job of everything that I need. And grab some extra cardboard just in case. Just in case I'm going to need it for the smoker. Which I've been doing a lot of research on the smokers, and I'm going to be going, as much as I don't like smoking the bees, I don't like wearing a veil and all that kind of stuff. I like that less. So I want the bees to get my smell more. I'm going to try to go as much as I can without wearing a veil or gloves. But I've got all that with me, just in case I need to. Got the veil. Got my smoker. Got my camera. Smoker is starting to go out, so I might need to put some more supplies into the smoker. But we're gonna head on out. We're gonna head on out. It's a beautiful day. Oh, let's see what the temperature is today. It is 76 degrees or 26. So 26C. 76 freedom. So let's head on out. We're going to head on down to the first bees. I need to get some more. I'm going to put some hay in here so I get the smoke going very well. So how is everyone today on this Sunday, this lovely Sunday? Come on, chicken. I know you want in here. Come on. Yep, you're welcome. He was trapped out there. He just wanted in to say hi to everyone. I dropped my bee tool. So we got 2 bee tools. This is the second bee tool. I like my other bee tool just as well. But we're going to start off with that hive in there, so yeah, I'll be honest, Anyword, I have not ever bought a pirate chain. I am not sold on the concept of pirate chain just yet. So that's not meaning that I'm going to talk anything negative about it. I just have not something I know a whole lot about. So let's walk over and get the other bee tool. So we're going to head on over to get the other bee tool. The gimbal is not gimbaling very much today. It's kind of rocky. I don't know what's going on. Let me turn it off and turn it back on. So it's going to dip down for just a second, guys. Okay, let's see if that makes it so it's not so rocky. Nope, it's not. Hold on one second, guys. That rockiness is at least annoying to me, so I bet it's annoying to you guys as well. Let's see if that fixed it. So we're gonna go grab the other bee tool because I want to have both. I want to have access to both bee tools because it's best to have all of the tools that you possibly can need at your fingertips ready to go. This is the Pine Cove bee, so we've got 3. For those that want to know, that is Carnies, a Carney split. They're related to them. Those don't have a queen yet, but we're going to try to get in there and check those out. And then those are the, they're called the blue, I call them blue bees, but they're mixed between 4 different types of bees. And most of the people that raise those bees do it very organically. So that's why they get the name blue bees from me. I've had blue bees for a handful of years, and I really like them. But I have not got them to make a queen here on the farm just yet. So I look very forward to, hopefully this year, I'm going to try to do a split with the blue bees. And hopefully with that split, we can get them to produce a good local bee. And maybe with that local bee, we can have some better luck. For those that don't know, the reason why I'm pretty sure that I don't have good luck with is, you see that up there? As much as I love everywhere I live, all those cell towers make a big difference. So no, buddy, don't worry so much about waiting. The chances of catching the bottom with Bitcoin is always rather hard. As long as you can catch closer to the low of the bottom and just be patient enough to generate you some additional revenue, and that it can generate you something to buy, that'll be spectacular. So one of the things, again, one of my advice, so we're going to talk a little bit about crypto here before we get into the bees. One of my advices is know why you're buying crypto, have a plan in place. And that plan in place for me was to buy bees. So while I own crypto, I take some of the profits every year I always try to take profits every year from my crypto. I take profits from my crypto, usually try to stay under a particular amount so I don't trigger any major event. But I buy some crypto, and then with my crypto, I use the crypto to do better things on the farm. So I've used Bitcoin, I've used Litecoin, I've used all those before. I've built buildings, I've bought bees, I do other things in them. I try not to do too much reinvesting, so I just try to reinvest and buy and sell and things of that sort. So we will see how that all works out. But again, crypto has done me well throughout the course of the years. I always seem to make money off of it. I always seem to love it. But what we're going to talk about today is bees. I need to go grab. Let's just go with. You guys can go with me. Let's go grab a little bit of hay. I'm going to get some hay for my smoker so that we have some extra smoke. So when we get into the bees, everything is good to go. By the way, guys, for those that don't know, I've been in crypto. I've been buying and selling crypto since 2010. So pretty much since almost the beginning. Bitcoin came out in 2009. Late, I think October 2009. So I've been in crypto for a while. I unfortunately made lots of mistakes throughout the course of the way, so I can tell you lots of ways to make mistakes with cryptos. So the only advice I can give you is advice that I've done myself, more like what not to do. But crypto has also treated me extremely well. It's helped me be able to make a lot of the choices and a lot of the things that I'm able to do here on the farm is because crypto. I've snuck out just enough every month, every year. So we already have an 8.9% crash in crypto right now, so it's getting really close to what the other ones are. So hey, Yam. It's a good fire sale right now. Okay, so I got some hay. Let me explain to you guys. See this spot out here? This gets really hot. I burnt my finger earlier today lighting this. So when you guys are lighting a smoker, make sure you're extra careful that you don't burn yourself. So let's get this smoker up and going. I burnt everything out of the smoker from trying it and getting it all set up. So I need to get this all restarted. So give me just a second. So I can get the smoker up and going. Brought some extra cardboard. For those that are wondering what you put in your smoker, pretty much you put whatever you can in your smoker. It doesn't really matter. I usually just put stuff that burns cleanly and that I've got an ample amount of, and that's cardboard and hay. But other people use lots of variety of other stuff. Leaves work good. I would suggest don't if you live someplace, don't spend money buying all those expensive crap that you use to keep everything up. Cardboard does a wonderful job. So this is what I use as my fire tool. Oh, it helps if I turn it on. It does a good job. So what I'm doing is just packing some hay in here. I need to get this up to a nice hot temperature again. I might actually go get a cheater, just because the cheater makes things a whole lot easier. Yeah, we're gonna go get the cheater, guys. The reason I'm getting a cheater, because these bees have already, they already know what I'm doing, and so I want to go get. You know what? we're going to do it the other way. We're going to take a lot of stuff to the cheater. So, yeah, Yam, it is a hot summer here. I'm hoping that the summer isn't as hot as what it is right now, but we already, I don't know what I tell you guys. 76, I think it is already here. So 76 or 30, 26. So yeah, I'd like some rain tomorrow as well. So I've got some, with the rain tomorrow, I've got some stuff I need to get in the ground. And based on the how I like to plant things, I'd rather plant things after a good rain than to plant it right now during the hot days. So you guys can always tell how awesome prepared I am and how I run back and forth a lot. One of the things that I am really good at doing is having stuff sitting in multiple locations. So you guys might wondering what this cheater is. So what I use is I just have a nice propane torch, and it's just easier to get this fire started quickly. So get the torch out. Give me just a second. We'll get this fire going really good with all the junk on my porch. So the key is you want to make sure that your smoker gets nice and warm before you really get everything going well. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm actually just trying to heat up around the outside and trying not to burn myself like I did earlier. Let me go grab another thing of let me go grab another thing of cardboard because I just need a little bit more cardboard. Okay, good to go. You can see there's starting to be smoke. So what I'm doing, guys, is I'm pumping this to try to get some more, to try to get the flame up just a little bit, but I want it to stay smoky because the idea is what we're doing is we are making smoke. So let's get this going really well. One more good torch and we're in place. So got it nice and warm. Yeah, you can fill it with dry weeds. You can actually fill it with anything that's fairly dry. Really what you want to do is you want it to get it smoking as good as you can get it smoking. Cardboard is a good smoker. and so is hay. So we are good to go with this puff, puff, puff. So we've got it smoking really well. I can put my piece back into my thing, and let's go. We are ready to go. So I should have had this I mean, you could if you wanted to put real weed, but I don't know why you would. You'd kind of be wasting it. It's possible. Lots of stuff's possible. Okay, so now we got the smoke. We've got all the other things ready in place. So we're ready to go inspect the first set of bees. So these guys had a queen. These guys were rocking. These guys are blue bees. So they're a nice, good mix of organic bees. They've been raised, to my understanding, to so what I think I'm going to do right now is I think I'm going to leave you guys right here. So you guys can be able to see the hive pretty well. We can get here. I want to take this off so I don't bump myself. And I got the smoker. I've got my favorite tool. So we are good to go. So the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to unhook this. So every time I've gotten this hive so far, they've been very good, so we should be good. So everything looks good up here. You guys can see we got lots of bees rocking it down there. They're doing a little bit of comb building up top, which is good. I do need to add some more frames to this top part up here. So that's good to see. That's the thing that tells me what the temperature and the humidity is. I should link that to the website, so if you guys are ever interested in seeing. So you guys can see they're building out, they're doing a good job of building out comb up here. And they're gluing some stuff together down there, so let's get in here. Let's find the guys. And let's see what's going on. So let me put you guys back right here. So you guys can pretty much see what we're doing. If I see anything really cool, I'll bring it up to the camera. What I'm doing now, guys, is I'm just making sure that the queen isn't up top, which she shouldn't be because it doesn't look like there's too much going on up here. So I want to make sure she's not up top so I can take apart this top piece. So I took out my brood thing. So getting in my way. Let's bring you guys over here so you guys can see as well. So that's, guys, why you're watching, is you want to see what's going on with the bees. So you guys can see there's lots of activity on these middle frames. So the queen's probably somewhere in the middle. Doesn't look like they've done a whole lot over here. These frames right here, doesn't look like they've done a whole lot over here. but they're definitely doing some work and such here. So let's bring you guys, I'll see if I put you guys right here. You guys might be able to see a little bit better than where you guys were sitting over there. Yeah. I guess we gotta put you guys back over there for just a second. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna put you guys here for a second. I'm gonna set up the I'm gonna set up this so you guys can be right up close and personal with me. So let me get you guys unscrewed. So here's my little stand that I recently have. Put you guys right here. Get you guys in place. Spin the camera around. Let's get you guys so you can see pretty well. Okay. So if I see anything good, we're gonna jump in. I'll let you guys know what we see. If you guys not seen what smoke has done, what smoke does is it convinces them guys to go down a little bit. So what I'm doing now is I'm going after these first couple frames because these are the ones that I haven't really built a whole lot on. Checking to see, haven't really done a whole lot. So what I'm going to be doing there is making sure that everything is rocking pretty well. We're going to get in here, we're going to dig in there really deep. We're going to check to make sure that the queen's doing what she's supposed to do. I took out that first frame just because it makes everything easier. With one frame out, it makes things easier. So this is a 10 frame. Had to count if you saw me counting. So you guys can see these guys are busy working, drawing out comb, which is exactly what I want them to do. So look at that right there in the middle. You guys can see that in the middle, that's comb. That is, there's babies in there. If you guys can see, I can't really zoom in the camera, but if you see the little white things, that is future bees, baby bees. That stuff right there in the middle is capped brood. That means that's gonna be popping, baby bees are gonna be popping out of that. This stuff up here is honey. And then as you guys can see kind of the orange stuff there in the corner, that is bee bread. Not really anything going on this side. A lot of drones. I see a lot of eggs in here, which is really good. Don't see the queen just yet. But what I wasn't quite expecting her to see on that, but that's really nice. Really, really like seeing all that capped brood. Really, really happy. Really, really happy to see what was going on that frame. Very, very good. Everything looks very healthy, and everybody looks like they're rocking the way I would expect them to. So we got definitely some larvae in there. We got some cat brood up top, right up here, some capped brood. Lots of cat brood down here at the bottom. Handful of drones. Don't really see the queen just yet, but that's okay. Got a lot of babies, a lot of eggs starting off down there. Let's see if I can show you guys. You guys can see, if you guys can see the larvae right in there, that's those are white things. And then you ones that are capped right there are where they're ready to go. And then if we go right here to the corner, if you see the tiny little white dots that are inside there, those are the eggs. Everybody's looking good in here. Very happy with this. Very happy so far. This is my guess on where the queen's gonna be. Got lots of honey, some drone comb. If you see how that kind of stuff looks like it's popping out, like the little popcorn, that actually makes boys. So lots of drone cone on here. Some larvae down here at the bottom. I know you can't quite see what I'm doing, but this was my guess for the queen was. I think I'm wrong. Nothing here is looking... This is mostly looking like drone comb, ready to produce a bunch of boys. So, I'm gonna put this back in. I also didn't see any dancing. That's another telltale sign that the queen's probably not here, if you don't see any dancing. Okay, look at all of that. Look at all of that, the future bees right through there. There's a guy down there with some orange stuff in his pockets, ready to go. There's a bee right up top getting ready to hatch. Let's see if I can show you guys that with the camera. Where'd he go? I see all that comb up there. Looking for the queen. Don't see her just yet. I know there's a queen in here because of all the eggs that were being laid. Could have easily just walked past her already. We still got a couple more frames, so she still might be someplace else. I know I'm holding this outside of the frame, but right now we're just kind of we're queen searching. The last time I inspected this, I found the queen. So not seeing her. Not seeing her on here yet. Pop this guy back in here. If she's on this frame, I'll be very shocked, but this is most likely where she's at next. If she's not on these next couple, then I must have missed her already. But look at all that. Look at all that future bees ready to go. Look at this. Great. Man, she has spectacular pattern that she's laying. There's honey up here. There's brood in the middle. There's a little bit of awesome stuff down at the bottom. Bee bread. I'd like to see her. If I don't see her, I'm not super worried, because look at all that. Look at all that brood, man. Rocking it. Rocking it. I'm going to stand over here and look one more quick scan through just to see. Nothing really. So my guess is I looked right past her. Chances of being on this one are pretty slim. Getting bumped a couple times, so I'm going to give them just a smidget more smoke. Okay, we're going to do a quick little search one more time, because I want to put these back in the order that they were. We're just going to do a quick little search to see if she happens to be, if I happen to catch her real fast. Nothing too elaborate. If I see her, I'll show you. If not, we'll call it a day, at least for this hive. The sound of the hive is changing. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but the sound of the hive is changing, which is telling me they're starting to get annoyed. Which, again, I'm trying not to annoy my bees. I'm trying to keep them nice and happy. So I'm going to go through this last little bit rather quickly, just to see if I happen to see her. It is okay to do a bee inspection and not find a queen, especially if you see that there's been lots of laying. I might go back and review the camera as well. I've been bumped. Now I'm getting bumped a little bit more. So that's telling me they're getting tired of me. Getting up in my grill now. These are getting more annoyed. Getting lots of babies on this one. Okay, well, we're just going to call it good. Again, lots of babies. If for some reason the queen is missing, which I don't think she is, they're actually doing good enough that they could create a new one. So I'm not actually too concerned anyways about not finding her. Okay, I do need to get a couple more frames in that, so if you guys can remind me, I'm going to grab a couple more frames. I've got it right over here, so let me get these frames over here and put in place while you guys watch that. I think there's 7 in there. I need 3 more. I know these look ugly, but I'm giving them to them anyways because they're pretty amazing at cleaning stuff out. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more. Give them something that's not quite as dirty as that last one was. We'll give them this one. We'll see what they can do. So we're going to give them this guy. We're going to see what they're going to do with this. Maybe they'll turn it into something awesome. Okay. Put the lid back on. The brick. And because where this is at, I strapped this one down because I don't want the so we're gonna go with that. So we got that. We got that first bee. Things look good. Didn't find the queen. That's okay. Can't always find the queen. I usually like to, but not always. But there was plenty of brood in there. So we're gonna head on over to the next set of hives. I just getting everything put in my pocket so we can travel on to the next set. A couple bees deciding that they're gonna hang out around my face, which is something I don't necessarily like. That's the only perk of wearing the veil, is that you don't have that same fear of the bees hanging around your face. But I have the veil here just in case. Let's see how well this works if I just carry it like this. Not the prettiest. Let me spin this down a little bit so you guys can. So what we're doing is we're going to head over to the next set of bees. So I might have to put the veil on with these, so we have to maybe put the veil on these next couple, because these are we're going to get into another hive that's very similar to this one, but we're also going to get into my carny split. These carnies are not quite the they haven't quite been used to people as much, so So we will see. Any word, I am not familiar with that coin. I will have to do some, I'll have to look into it. Looks like a storm cloud up there. Let's get you guys in place. So this is the pine cove that I created. I'll show you guys. Let me spin it around. This is the pine cove that I created. I'm not entirely happy with this location. I love the location. I'm not entirely happy with the way I have the bees set up here, though. They do make it does make it more difficult for me to get in there and do an inspection. But we will see. I'm going to get everything set up for myself. I'm pretty sure I can get into this first hive right here without the veil. So I'm not going to worry so much about getting the veil with those. These guys over here, I might have to do a little bit of the next hive over. So this hive is the carnies and that hive is the carny splits. This hive is the same as the last bees I just got into. So while you guys are watching that, I'm lighting another fire. Just in case I need them. Hopefully I won't, but we don't know. And over here, what I've got for this fire is I've got extra wood and extra pine needles. You guys can see the pine needles and such. Okay, so I got the fire going down over here, so we're good to go. So let's go on and get into the, let's start looking into that hive right there. I'm gonna put you guys right here. Bring you guys down a little bit more. So I'm gonna try to stand to the side. Don't always want to stand right at the front entrance. Sometimes want to stand right to the side. That way the bees that are still doing their job can keep going back and doing their job, and you don't have to interrupt them. But you can still get in here and you can still do everything that you want to do with the bees. So you put this stuff here to the side. Look at that. That's looking beautiful. So up there's what I want to see. I want to see, you guys can see there's lots of bees and such up there. That's what I want to see. I want to see them rocking it. I want to see them moving up, ready to go, being happy. pulling out comb. So this is empty, so that doesn't need to be here anymore. I'm going to set this right here. Okay, we're going to double check. Ooh, I can smell lots of honey up here. So it's very, very honey smelling. There you go, that's even better. So we're going to get up in here. We're going to make sure the queen didn't happen to come up here. Which I don't think she did. We're just going to make sure, no, plenty of honey. They're making honey, doing honey up here. I'm going to need to put some more frames in here as well. But growing this out, ready for her to move up. And then they haven't done a whole lot here. So where's my tool? Right here. Gonna move this back over here. Now we're gonna do like we did before. I'm gonna carefully take this off so we don't get this, so we get this out of the way. This is the thing that lets you know the humidity and temperature and such like that. And this is, so far this one's even looking better than the last one. I think I'm gonna start with this side. Pop this out, put this back into place. That's a drone, so I'm not too worried. Okay, always take one frame out. Ooh, look at that honey. Look at it. Always take one frame out. Makes it easier for you to deal with what you're doing. I'm gonna take that one frame, and I'm just putting it down here with what I'm dealing with. So now we're going to start doing some inspections. We're gonna get in here. We're gonna see what's going on. We're gonna see how well these guys are rocking it. So pulling out a lot of comb on this side. Already starting to bring in some honey and such on this side. So I'm gonna put this guy right back in here. Make sure I don't squish any bees. I'm definitely getting bumped a little bit more with this hive. So, not angry yet, just bumped. I don't think they don't know who I am. Okay, look at that. Ooh, look at that, guys. I don't know if you guys can see all of that wonderful. I can't quite get it to the angle that I need you guys to be. But there's lots of brood in this one. Not a lot of cat brood yet, but some babies. Everybody's rocking around pretty good. Got a lot of silly activity right here, so I'm going to move you guys over just a little closer so I can spin the camera about like that. So if I want to show you guys things, it makes it a little bit easier. Okay, so you guys can see the larvae. You guys can see the stuff. The little white larvae and such in there now. That's what you want to see. That's future bees. Everybody's looking good and healthy. I'm not seeing any varroa mites either, which is exactly perfect. I mean, I hope I wouldn't see any this early in the year anyways. No queen just yet, but look at, there's little eggs in that. Move on to the next one. Cat brood, honey. Drone, some little eggs over here, which is good, good, good. Nice. Pretty happy, man. These guys are Guys are doing well. Some more brood, some honey. You know what this? Look at this weird thing that they built here in the corner. I don't know what that is. Just a weird little thing. Some drone brood. Lots of drones in this. Lots of boys. That's okay. These guys are in an 8 frame. So these guys seem to be really happy with this 8 frame. So if you guys have seen how I have to slowly break these apart, what's happening is the bees have glued the propolis, is what the bees use as bee glue, and they have the propolis together so that the things stay. So they stay nice and glued. Lots and lots of bee bread on this one. The bee bread is the stuff, you kind of see the stuff that looks like little breads in there. That's called bee bread. And then you see the regular stuff, that the capped brood with the little white things. Still surprised I haven't seen a queen yet. I would have thought I would have found her in this mix by now, but there's lots of eggs everywhere. I could just be going too fast. So we're going to get into the next one. I've been keeping bees for 5 years now. So yeah, I've been keeping bees for 5 years. I really, really enjoy keeping bees. So these guys are all new to me. I have right now, let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 hives right now. All the hives that I have currently are new to me. And again, some of the hives are actually splits that I've done really early in the season. But all the hives are new. This particular year, I have the most variety in different kinds of bees than I've ever had before. And so the first bees that we looked into in these bees hives here right now are the first set of bees I got this year. I got those way back in April, and these guys are they're supposed to be very, very good at getting rid of varroa mites, and they're also supposed to be a very calm bee. So they're a mix between Russians, Italians, Carnies, and the Russians that are very good. The Italians that are really good at grooming and such like that. They're also very calm. These guys are super, super calm. I'm really digging these bees so far. So their nickname, both of the hives right now, their nicknames are the blue bees, because I don't currently have another name for them, and that's what I've always called them. They used to be in a blue hive last year. So anyways, let's get back to looking at the bees. So still haven't found the queen in this little grouping here, but we know that there's a queen here because the amount of brood that I'm seeing and the little eggs, the day-old or couple day-old eggs and larvae that I'm finding is just it's just crazy. So lots of eggs in this one. So we got lots of bee bread, lots of larvae, lots of capped brood. I'm just not having a good day of finding queens. So my eyes must not be working well today. I bet if I go back through the videos, I bet I can find her in some. I bet I'll be able to find her in the videos. Lots of drones in these, which is I'm perfectly okay with. I like the, especially with these guys who have no problem with the drones. These nice calm bees, it'd be good for them to go out and mate with some of the other ones in the area. So let me get this guy in here. But so far, everything's good to go. I'm happy with this bee inspection. Even though I haven't seen the queen yet. Still very, very happy with what we're seeing. Good bee buildup from April, from when I got them at the end of April. Lots and lots of good larvae and capped brood in here is what I want to see. Yeah, probably not going to see a queen on this frame. I'd be shocked. Looks like this is going to be a honey frame. But also not seeing any signs that the queen's not doing well. So I'm not seeing any I'm not seeing any combs. The little peanuts that they make for the queens, or any queen cups or anything like that. Everything's looking good. I'm just probably, my eyes are just not working well today. We'll go through quickly because I'm going to put that other frame back in over there. We'll go through quickly again just to double check, just to see if I happen to miss her easily. I'm going to do this rather quickly. If I find her, I'll point her out. But if not, I'm just going to jump through this pretty quickly. I need to remind me, Yam, or whoever's watching, I need to trim this tree so it's not bumping me in the head like it's doing right now. It's getting a little breezy. The bees are not going to be like being out here if it's breezy. This is really where I thought she would be. Not seeing any dancing. Again, we're just doing a quick scan. I know there's a queen in here. I know she's laying. She's just doing a wonderful job of hiding from me at the moment. Really shocked if she's on this frame, but it'd be really easy if she was. I don't always find the queens when I'm doing inspections. Again, you know, see the, if you guys see the, let me get it nice and close, so let it zoom in. Guys can see the larvae in there. That's the white stuff. Guys see the larvae and such right there? Those are future bees. Those are about a week or so, maybe a little longer than that old. So just not capped yet. This stuff here in the middle is called capped. The orange. That's the stuff that's capped. Really would like to see the queen, but since I'm seeing enough, of everything else, I'm not too worried. Let's check this last one. Yeah, this mostly looks like honey. Yeah. Honey, honey, honey. Let me get this other frame. Put this in. Make sure there's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8's good to go. Let's put my... This is the thing that tells me the temperature and the humidity in the hive, which gives you kind of a good heads up on knowing things early. So I'm putting this box next on top. Trying to do my best not to crush any bees as we put that down. Let's bring you back. Okay. Bring you up like that. So we're going to put on the top. Okay. So this is the next hive we're going to get into, this guy right here. This is a walkaway split. So what I did is when these came in a package, when they came in a box like this when I ordered the bees. And you normally take this whole thing and you put it in a hive. Well, it was a crazy, crazy day and I needed to do this in a haste. And so what I did is I put most of it in here and then it started raining and I was worried that I wasn't going to get this done and I wanted to really go through. So I put the other half in here that plenty of brood. So hopefully maybe we'll get lucky and they've made a queen. I don't know yet, but that's kind of what we're going to be hoping for. I have not been in this box since I did that 2 weeks ago. So it'll be really interesting to see what we end up having here. I do think it's a good idea that I go grab some more stuff and get some smoke because these guys, being that they might not have had a queen for a while, it's a good idea to have some extra smoke and that kind of stuff. So let's go grab the smoke. I'm going to try to go without a veil again. So let me grab the, let me spin this off. I'm going to leave this here. We're going to take the smoker with us back to the front porch. Yeah, if I trim the trees a little bit, I'll show you guys the tree that I'm talking about trimming. So that branch right there, if I trim that branch right there, that will help me That'll help me stand under this. This one's going to be interesting because I don't really want to trim these trees right here, but I need to get into this hive the most effectively. So I might end up having to take this branch in such a way. So let's head on back to the house real fast, because my bee thing now that I've done 2 beehives, my smoker is out of smoke and I'm out of supplies as well. So we're going to walk back to the house, and I'm going to grab we're going to get this bad boy fired up again. It's starting to cool down as well. And like I said, guys, the good long smoke. For the good long smoke, you want to make sure this thing is nice and hot. And as you guys can see, I'm really trying as hard as I can to not wear a veil. Short sleeve shirts, no gloves this time. I'm trying. So I know it might sound weird about wearing the beads, but I've been reading things about sometimes the stones of things can help calm, just as like people like crystals and such with individual people. Bees and insects and animals and such also react to the smell, energy, magnetics, I don't know, but something from the stones. So while there's a lot of woo in that, there's also a bit of science. And so trying to combine the woo and the science together. And so I wear some bracelets around my wrist while I'm dealing with bees. Totally worth it if it helps keep them a little bit calm. So those that didn't know, I'll be addressing these guys too. These are the porch bees. So I do keep bees right here on the porch. If you don't believe me, there's my front steps, and there's my cat in my door. So I do keep bees right on my front porch as well. So I actually have two colonies right here. The other one is going to need to be switched up rather soon, because they're the Russians and they're not in the optimum place. Plus, I'm just kind of trying to strengthen them right now. So let me get what I need. Paper towels are really good cheaters, especially when I want to start and get this going fast. You know, I'll put it here this time so you guys can see exactly what I did, just because it's kind of fun. Those that might not have seen all the fun tricks, so just jam pack some of this in there. I'll put a little bit more cardboard. I'll put a little bit more cardboard and such as well. And yes, there is faster, easier ways to start fires. I'm just kind of showing you guys, this is what I got sitting around, and showing you guys that you can pretty much start your bee fires with just about everything. Whatever you've got available. Hay, leaves, cardboard. Don't go out and spend big money on the pellets. I mean, unless you really need to spend the money, like you're just really that bad at fire, and maybe you can spend the money on the pellets. But in general, what we're doing right now is going to work really well. Now, you don't have to do this trick either, but this is a trick because I like fire and I like fun stuff. I'm really a big fan of I really like these propane torches. Plus it gets it heating up nice and fast. Do you need to do that? Absolutely not. You do not need to do that. That's just a fast, fun way to get the whole container heated up. And plus, I like anytime I get to use a propane torch. It's fun. It's also, those that maybe didn't watch any previous videos, I actually also use that propane torch to burn the inside of every one of my hives. I do that every year. I try to make sure that my hives are burnt. So I'll probably have to do this because we got a couple more. We got a couple more hives. That should get me through 2. By the way, guys, this gets really, really hot. It burns your hands, so don't touch it. I mean, yeah, I know fire gets hot. You know, strange concept, but. And then you get the smoker. Good to go. Let's head on back to the hive. So, could I carry all this to the hive with me? Yes, that would make sense, but it's just also nice just going for a short little walk. And also gets me away from the hive for a minute. What that does is sometimes it's best to walk away from your hive, especially if you've been in them too long or you've really been stressing them out. You walk away, they feel the threat's gone. They don't feel the need to be so angry, and then they calm down pretty quickly. So, being that I like to try to stress my bees out as little as humanly possible. Sometimes it's just a walk away. Like you guys might watch some of the other videos, especially if the bees start getting angry and start stinging me. You'll notice that I'll just walk away for a bit. I'll give them like 2 or 3 minutes, and then I'll come back. And I notice that usually calms the majority of them down. So, but by the way, guys, we've got in 2 hives today. We've went through 2 complete hives, and I have not been stung once. We did go through the 2 nicest hive first. So, you know, that does play a major role in into dealing with the bees and such like that. So make sure it's nice and smoky. Okay, I'm gonna put you guys back. We're gonna set this up. We're gonna go into the little hive first, the one that I guys showed you just a second ago. Trying to figure out the best place to put the camera, and you guys can see what we're doing. So that's the hive we're going to be going into. So I'm going to get this stuff out of the way. So I'm going to start without a veil. I might end up having to switch to putting a veil on if I notice that they start getting very angry. The reason I wear a veil is I don't like being stung on the face. I've been stung on the face many times. I just don't like it. And that's why I have a veil, just to not be stung on the face. Okay, so we're getting ready to open this up, so we're going to get a good idea to see how angry these guys are. Let me make sure I got all my tools on my person, which I'm actually missing a tool. I found my tool, so I'm no longer missing a tool on my person. And I'm going to spin my dreads around and tuck them into the back of my shirt. Bees seem to really like my dreads. So I'd rather these guys not be angry and be in my dreads. Okay, so far, and I'm not getting any angry vibes from these guys just yet. A trick for those guys, if you have really angry bees and you're going to get into your bees, which I might have to do to some of my bees. Ooh, they glued themselves. Is one of the tricks that you can do is get something that's nice and smelly, that smells like you. Probably not your dirty socks, but like sweat and things of that sort, like a nice t-shirt or something, and you can just leave it up into the hive. A little bit of smoke. Okay, cool. Got those guys down. Let's try to get this. Let's try to do this fairly quickly. I'm gonna start off with this one right here. I'm gonna actually have to switch to this tool real fast. Okay, this is just mostly honey. I know you can't see it from where I'm at, but I'm just gonna set this right here because I want to get in there and get the rest of this in here. Okay. Okay, just honey. Lots and lots of honey, so I'm gonna put this back in here. Yep, just honey. 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 Oh, all right. Look at that, guys, right there. This is what I wanted to see. You guys see that right there? See that peanut? That is a queen cell. There's actually 2 of them. There's another peanut. That is great. Those are future queens. So they are doing exactly what I wanted them to do. Any more over here? Nope. Maybe one down there. No, but there's 2. So I hope you guys can see though both of those pretty well. So 1 peanut right there, that's a queen cell. Another peanut right there, 2 queen cells. Ooh, that one's done. That one is capped. There is a queen in there ready to go. This one is open. I can't tell if she's got out yet or not. But that's exactly what I wanted to see. That is absolutely ideal. Okay, honey. And more honey. Okay, cool. So these guys have all the resources that they need. They're making a new queen. Actually, they're making 2. So that means the probability of one of those turning into a queen will be high. So I am ecstatic about that. That is absolutely spectacular. So let me get this guy back in place. Get this nice back on here, nice and straight. Okay, perfect. Okay, so yeah, so what they're doing is I it's called bee glue or propolis. Is they're sealing it closed because they're trying to make it as airtight as possible. The reason they're trying to make it as airtight is they want as much control over the temperature as they possibly can. If someone else wrote anything and I missed it, I'm sorry. I was in there trying to really get into that hive. But yes, that's what we're doing. So next thing, we're going to switch over and we're going to check out this hive. Again, so that hive, these hives were related. These two hives were related. Now, that hive, if you guys saw the peanuts, the future queens, that one's going to have queens. So probably when we look at this next week, we should be able to see the queens and such there in there next week. So hopefully she'll hopefully come out. Maybe we'll get lucky enough, and with all the drones that are in this hive, she'll mate with one of those drones, or she'll mate with something local. So yeah, thank you, Heidi. Yeah, I'm really crossing my fingers. This was a walkaway. That's a walkaway split of these guys. These are carnies. So the reason I was doing that is I'm trying to stay with the carnies. I try to stay ahead with swarms. So since I know they're going to swarm, I try to get a few weeks before I think they're going to swarm, or when they start doing activities like they're going to swarm. I like to try to get up to date and try to trick them ahead of time. So this smoke I did this time didn't last for very long. So hopefully we're gonna get into this hive, and they're gonna be nice, just as everybody else has been today. So this is the carnies. This is only the second time I've been in this hive since I've acquired this hive. They were angry at me the first time I got in. So carnies, the one thing I love about carnies is they are super, super productive. They get in there. They are really good at making honey. I actually don't mind the swarming. So some people don't like that they swarm. I actually don't mind the swarming. That just makes me more bees. Just things you got to plan for. Carnies in the past, what we've noticed is they're a little bit calmer than the Russians. If you guys watched me last year, and you guys know that on the porch we have some Russians. So the carnies, the other thing about the carnies though, is that it can be raining, it can be like a crappy day, and they will be out there like, it's good enough, the weather's fine. They'll be out there doing a bunch of stuff. So yeah, Shelly. So in most of, like here in southern West Virginia where we live, here in on the Mavis Pharmacy, in Appalachia, what we have is I have 4 types of bees, right? 4-ish. So I have carnies, that's the one we're describing. I've got Italians, I've got buckfast, I've got Russians, and then what I have is called the blue bees, and they're a mix between a bunch of other types of bees. So each of the bees have a different pros and cons. So other types of bees that there is a, I've never had them, a Cordona, a Cordonia bee. I've never had those. I don't know anything about them. There's a Saskatoon. I've never had those either. And then there's your African. Then there's your Africanized bees. So I actually know some people that actually know how to deal with Africanized bees, but that's a whole different story. But anyways, we're talking about the carnies. That's what we're getting into. The carnies. They winter very well. They don't mind it being rainy, overcast, which is perfect for here in Flat Top because it is always rainy and overcast and things of that sort. So that's why we're excited. By the way, guys, if any of you are interested in learning more about this stuff, just outside of watching the videos and that kind of stuff, if you type in !Discord, you can join our Discord, or you can type in !M, and you can go to our website where we teach a lot of classes about sustainable living, off-grid living, gardening. So I'm a master gardener. I'm a master permaculturist. But right now we're just really excited about bees. Every Sunday, or as long as the weather's decent, every Sunday we get in here and start inspecting the bees. I kind of slacked last Sunday because it was kind of a crappy day. But let's get in here. Let's go back into checking out the bees, because isn't that why you guys are here? To watch me play with bees. So far, guys, knock on beehive. We're not going to knock on the beehive because it'll make them angry. But so far, we've got into 3 hives today. And I have not been stung yet. So, which is absolutely spectacular. I'm really excited. Those guys seem to really be fine with me getting into that hive, and I didn't really seem to have too much of an issue at all. So these guys, the last time I got in here, they didn't necessarily like me in here. It wasn't the best of day though. So maybe they've calmed down and they've got more. Okay guys, see this? See that right there? That's why you make sure you always have frames in your hives, because that kind of silly stuff happens. So see this? They built all of this in 2 weeks. And I don't really, oh, and it's full of honey. Let me see if I can try to make this so I don't have to break it. I'll put that back in there. Carefully put it down there. I'll show you guys it more before we go, but when you got bees rocking it, that's why you always make sure. Like here, look guys. Let me show you. This is why you make sure you keep frames in your hive and you don't do silly things like what I just did there. Let me take you guys off. So, see that right there? You guys want to see how the size, there's my hand. I'll put my hand behind it. There's my hand. That's how much they've built in about a week and a half. So they're absolutely rocking it. That's full of honey. I'm actually not going to break that. I'm actually going to put that back in. But I will need to make sure that I put some more in there. So, yeah, no, that is the great thing about, that is the great thing that I love about honey, is it pretty much never goes bad. So, okay, so these guys are already working on the top box. I was actually not expecting this. So even after I did a split, these guys still did all of that building you guys just seen. So these guys are absolutely rocking it. So actually I'm probably gonna move you to this side so you guys can see what I'm doing without me stepping in front of the camera and so much, because I actually want to stand, I actually prefer to stand over here. So because of that, I need to be extra careful to make sure that the queen is not hanging out up here. So these guys have got propolis glued like crazy. So it never goes bad because you eat it all. So what we're gonna do, guys, is I'm gonna show you this because of I don't have an extra box. We're gonna use one of these that the bees came in, and I'm gonna store. When I take out this top box, just to be extra careful, I'm gonna use this to put an extra couple frames in and such like that. So I'm gonna set this right here on the ground. So if you guys hear me talking in the distance, that's what I'm gonna be doing with that nuke. So. Okay, so we're gonna get in here and we're gonna check out this. Seeing what's going on up top. They got some glue. Did some good gluing up here. Oh man, they glued really well. Okay. So what we got up here is honey that's not capped yet. So you see how sparkly it is? They haven't capped the honey yet or anything. This is heavy. Got some bee bread. So see that stuff right there in the middle that kind of looks like yellow? That is bee bread. That's what the bees eat. Give themselves some more energy and stuff that they can feed to the babies. So the main thing we're looking for right now is, because I really need to dig in here and get some stuff in. I want to get this top box off, but I want to make sure the queen's not up here. And since we're 0 for 2 today with the queen, because that hive we knew wasn't going to have a queen, so that's why we're 0 for 2. So all this drawn out. Oh, look at that, guys! See that? This is what I was talking about. So this is what I was talking about. You see all that? You guys can see that cat brood right there. See if I can get the camera to zoom in. Okay. So you guys can see the little larvae. I don't know if you guys can see them. This is a really light color. The little things that look like little white maggots in there, those are future bees. So that means the queen's been laying up top too. So that means she's came up here and she's done some laying. So I need to be extra careful because she could be around anywhere. Oh, look at that, all on this side too. So this queen didn't care that I pulled out some of her before, so just rocking it. So you're asking about the suit. I try not to wear suits with my bees. I do. I'll show you guys if you want to see, just so you know what I. So I do try to keep my. I do just think little tips that I will give you. I do try. I do purposely wear the bow tie and keep this in the top bucket, in the top buckle, because I don't like bees to get down in there. I do have my dreads. I do have my dreads tucked in there as well because I don't like getting bees in my dreads. I usually roll up my sleeves to here because bees usually don't come up to that past that particular point. If I have really, really angry bees, I'll wear gloves. And just in case, I do have a veil here that I can put on at any time. But these bees right now are acting pretty calm, so I'm not gonna bother with the veil or anything like that. I do have the equipment ready. I usually go short sleeve though, because you can usually withstand bees stinging your arms. If you're not, there's maybe those type of bees you shouldn't be. If you're getting stung a lot on your arms, it might not be the perfect time. It might just be a sign that you probably shouldn't be getting into that bees today. Or maybe you might want to think about doing something different with your bees if they're that angry at you all the time. So now veils, again, I do suggest to most people, you should probably have a veil and such. You know, now that I'm thinking that I found some larvae in there and that we saw that extra comb up there, I need to probably get into this top part of the hive post haste. I don't want to risk the queen being outside of the hive in that little wild comb that they built. But let's continue on with this right now. Let's get this up and going. We'll find her. We'll figure out where she's at. I was not expecting, guys, seriously, like, these guys are rocking it. I could actually, I'll have to keep an eye out while I'm in here. I'll need to definitely keep an eye out, so. Yeah, when a bee stings, the bee dies. Kyle, if you go back, the last bee video that I have, closer to about the middle of that video, you'll see me, I actually videotaped the bee stinging me, so you guys could see what it was like. Just exactly what I didn't want to do. Okay. So if you guys want to see what larvae looks like, there's some baby bees that aren't going to make it because I broke the larvae. So some more. See the baby bees that I broke because I was trying to pull it out. And I'm dripping honey. So if you guys want to see what a baby bee looks like, I'm not going to touch it because I'll get the scent on me. So, but you guys can see them right through there. Let me get this in because I just made myself a lot more work. So you might be wondering, why did this happen? Let me show you guys. I will show you why this happened. Yeah, when a bee stings you, when a honeybee stings you, what happens is its stinger is barbed and it pulls out its gland, and the gland keeps pumping and the bee flies away, but the bee ultimately dies. Okay, so see this right here? See this strip right here of wild comb? They built down, and when I pulled it out, it didn't disconnect from the bottom, so it disconnected from the top. So yeah. So mess that up. So we're gonna go in. We're gonna go in here and keep trucking. Probably made some enemies with that. Has this one done the same thing? This one's doing the same thing. Oh man. Okay, let's gonna try it this time with this. Maybe. Okay, I did a lot better with this one. So you guys can see. So, I'm sticking this, I'm being safe, and I'm sticking this in here for now, just because I don't know where this queenie is. And I'd rather not have anything bad happen, and we really need to get into this and get going faster, because I understand bee psychology, and I've already caused some issues, and they're not going to be happy. Look at all that honey. All that honey, not capped yet. These bees are messy. This is a messy, messy hive. So see this right here? This is what they built. Grab the bee, didn't mean to. This is what they built. I have to do some interesting experiments in just a minute. I just want to make sure that there's no queen up here. This is honey. This is honey. You know, I'm probably going to go do something else in just a minute. Actually, we're going to go do that in just a second, guys, because I really want to get this hive in working order, because right now it is absolutely a messy, messy hive. There's comb everywhere. They're building. They're kind of not following the rules. They're being a rebellious bee, which is exactly what I want them to do. Let me take this top off, and you guys will see what I'm going to try to fix. And then I'll explain to you guys why. We're going to try to fix that in a minute. So let's zoom you guys in nice and close so you guys can really get in here and get some good views of the bees. So what you see there is all of that awesome orange stuff. That's actually supposed to be future bees. I don't want to just lose all that. So I am going to go grab a spare frame, and I'm going to try to make that into a frame. I'll teach you guys how to do that. Just give me about a minute to walk to the other part of the yard. I'm going to grab that, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So, I'm going to teach you guys. You guys get to watch this trick on what we're going to do. So first thing I'm doing is switching to a smaller box because I don't have the large frames. I don't have the large frames to do with that, so. And I've got, I think, all the extra comb I'm gonna need to be able to do my projects. So we're gonna try to, so what we're gonna do, guys, is I brought an empty frame. So we're gonna try to stick that comb up into this and either have it sit at the bottom or sit at the top so we don't lose any of that brood. So that's what we're gonna try. You guys might want to, this might be interesting to you guys, so you guys can watch me do it. So what we're going to be doing is, you guys can see this right here. So we're going to take this, and I'm going to try to stick it onto that frame. So you guys, we're going to go down like this. You guys might be able to watch it from this direction. Dropping it was what I did not want to actually do. But what we're going to do is, I am going to try to make, give me just a second so I can switch camera angles so you guys will be able to see what I'm trying to do. I just need to bring you guys closer. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to try to squish up this. We're going to try to squish this up into there. I might take some of that extra frame that they built. But the reason we're doing that is, you might be wondering why I'm spending, see, all of that is future baby bees, and I kind of want to try to preserve as many of those baby bees as possible. So some people don't go through this extra work, and you don't have to. This isn't a must. Like, that would be fine. You could just abandon them, and you could say, you know, good enough for a day, and just, you know, accept that as a sacrifice. Those that know me know that I'm not someone who usually does stuff like that. So I already know I'm going to lose a handful of guys. So I'm going to try to do is figure out the best way to get this to go onto the frame as properly. It looks like this bottom is going to be the best. I think I'm going to try to take this bottom. Okay, so I think we're going to go with that. So since we got extra comb, there's nothing in this comb. So what I'm going to be doing with this is use this as kind of like a nice glue. I want this to stay nice and tight on this part. And we're going to try to glue in. Not sure this is going to work, guys, just so you know. Like, this doesn't always work, but it is a fun experiment to try. So that one actually had a little bit of honey on it, which is fine. So, and then right here, okay, that's about the length. That's about the length of that. So we need to come in here. And there's drones right here, so I'm not as worried so much about the drones. So if I can get some of the drones squished up into there, that would be fine. Okay, so we got a gap here. Let's see if we can fill in this gap on this side. Get that a little bit there. We've got a gap down here where the drones are. The good thing is I still have a little bit. The bees have done me a good job of giving me all this extra comb today. So we're gonna try. And again, I don't feel bad about wasting this comb right now because it's not really gonna be good for anything. Because I didn't really want them to be building this comb. Okay, so I need to have some up top too. I need a connection point up top. You don't have it connected on the bottom well enough yet. Again, like I said, guys, not 100% sure this is gonna work. I've only done this a couple times. I've only got this to work a couple times, but I thought I'd show you guys what we're gonna try to do. Okay, so we're gonna do something else, but I wanna get in there and I want to get this stood up, and I want to do this standing up, and I need to get a stick because I got another plan of action I'm going to try, and that is the stick plan of action. So I don't currently have any duct tape with me, so yeah, keeping bees is really easy. It's nothing you need to really fret about. It's nothing that you, there's plenty of classes online. If you want, you can join my Discord, which is !Discord, if you're on Discord. And you can join my Discord, and I'll be more than happy to talk you through how to raise bees and do fun things like that. So we're gonna go with a stick tactic here. We're gonna see how well my stick tactic works. Okay. If you type in !Discord, and if the !Discord's not working, if you go down in the description below, you'll see it there. So I'm gonna let this sit for a minute because I've got that in place. I'm gonna let that sit for a minute, so we need to get up in here and we need to be addressing the rest of these bees because keeping the hive open too long is not bueno. And so let's get in here. Just so you know, just so you see, guys, hands are completely sticky now with, I don't know if you guys can see, hands are completely sticky now with honey. Silly story. But we're gonna get in here, let's check on these bees. So I'm gonna take this first frame out. If you guys not seen me do this yet, I'm gonna take this first frame out. Okay, no queen. I got bees all around my face, but it's fine. Okay, so what we're gonna do, guys, is I'm gonna rock through this pretty quickly. So the thing is, yes, queens can fly. That's actually how they mate and such like that. So I'm getting some guys that are absolutely angry at me now. I'm gonna move these guys pretty quickly. try to get through this hive as quickly as possible now. Mostly because I'm standing right in front of their door. I'm blocking them. I just mess with their house a bit, you know, rearrange their babies. So they're not so necessarily happy with me. I am going to see. We are going to, we're still going to look for the queen. I still want to know if she's here. She's not on this hot. She's not on this frame. Good. If you don't want to, if you can't figure out the Discord and such like that, if you look on the very bottom of my site, if you look on the very bottom in the description, you'll see my email address, which is doc at mavispharmacy.com. You're more than happy to send me an email. We can talk like that too. I can share. Here you guys go. You guys wanted to see it. I'm gonna have to put a veil on now, but you guys can see. Okay, see how the bee is stuck? See how it's stuck? So what happened is the bee stung me, and the bee is stuck in my thumb. So what'll happen is the bee will ultimately fly away, and it'll pull its stinger out. So I'll let her go. There's the if you guys want to see. You guys can see how it's stuck there. I can't quite zoom in good enough, but it's stuck there. It's actually doing a little pumping. I need to pull that out because it's starting to hurt. Now the downfall is because of that. That just put out a whole lot of that just sent out a whole lot more adrenaline into the mix of the bees and such like that. Yeah, that bee will die. She will ultimately die. She did the ultimate sacrifice for the hive. So she will ultimately die because of that. So, but again, no worries. You guys can see it was right, the sting's right there. Not a big deal. I think what's best, because I've messed with this hive so much, I'm actually going to put it back together. I'm not actually going to go. We're going to move off to some bees out front. I'm trying really hard to get these bees to like me. And still dealing with them after I've been stung is not actually a good way to get these bees to like me anymore. Because if I get stung a couple more times, then the habit of stinging me will be something that they're used to doing. And not something that I want them to get in the habit of doing. Just because I don't want to get in the habit of having to wear a veil. So I'm going to step away for just a second because I haven't got stung again, but they're starting to get angry again. And again, they don't like what I'm doing. Yeah, Yam, you're probably right. I probably should have put some more fire in there. Again, though, you know, they're still, I'm actually still pretty impressed. They're still pretty good. I'm going to get this stuff in here as quickly as possible. Actually, I do need to put this in. So probably tomorrow we'll go in here and do a more in-depth bee inspection. So what we're doing is I'm taking the comb off of this because I don't want the comb on this one. I might use this comb for I don't know if you guys can hear they're actually getting louder, and when they start getting louder, that means they're getting angrier. Again, not being bothered just yet. They're not gonna like every time I reach in here like this. Just yet. Okay, guys, we're gonna do a. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna make another. We're gonna do something else. This is probably not necessarily the best idea, but based on what's going on here, I'm gonna give it a shot. So what we're gonna do, guys, is we're going to make sure that there's no queens in any of that. And I'm going to turn that into another walkaway split. So what that'll be is there's plenty of comb. There's plenty of bees that are going to do their thing. I'm going to take those. I'm going to make sure they have all the food and water that they need. Make sure they've got plenty of food. Is really what we're looking for, is honey and that kind of stuff. And then I'm going to try to do we're going to turn that into another walkaway split. You see all these larvae? I think I've got enough. I just want to make sure the queen's not here, because I would rather not do a walkaway split with the queen. So no queenie on that one. No queen there. They're going to be covered up with drones here, but that's fine. I'm sorry, you guys. I don't know what you guys can see. No queen. So we got one more we're going to go through. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to set this in here. It's not the best plan of action, but it's a decent plan of action. I think I'm going to be happy with the number of bees there. They've got everything that they need. These guys are definitely going to need some more frames up here. So what you saw me just do, oh, here, you want to see my skies, just so you see. I got beautiful blue skies here in southern West Virginia. Town of Flat Top. Okay, so enough about, ADD distracting me on everything, because that's usually what happens. So we're going to get the lid on that one. I'll come in, put some other stuff. I'll come in and I'll come and get this all set up in just a minute. But we're gonna put the lid back on that one. We're gonna put some more frames in there in the next day or so. And then I'll show you guys. This is the awesome stuff that they built. And I feel bad because there's some honey and such in there. So, but I need to take all of this off. So I'll show you guys. It's not the tastiest, but it is honey still. And you can still eat it. So it's just a weird, it's like a water honey because it hasn't had time to really like ferment or anything. I'm originally from Ohio. That's why I don't sound like I'm from West Virginia. I've been here for 15 years, but I haven't picked up the Appalachian slang just yet. But there's a handful of stuff that I do that's very very Appalachian of me. Okay. So, we've done okay. There's that walkaway split we got to deal something with. We need to find a place for it. I'm going to let it sit here on the ground till the morning. I want the yellow top. I'll move that someplace else. Let's go hang out. Let's go deal with the other bees. I'm gonna wash my hands too. So, not like, yeah, they'll probably, not so much. The coons pretty much deal with my barn, so they'll be hanging out in the chicken barn. So, let me grab all the stuff, put it in my pockets, and then we'll go hang out and we'll go check out the other, and I'll go stick my hand in some creek or something and wash it real fast. Yeah, I'll come address that. You're right. I'll come address that and probably get those and put that up this evening someplace else. I want to close it off. So the cool thing about those is they close off pretty well. So the one upside to wearing gloves is my hands wouldn't be sticky from dealing with the honey. The downfall is that. So it's not swollen up. The sting that you guys watched earlier, it's not swollen up or anything, so that's good to go. There's my one that I'm looking for. Okay. Let's go out front. So I'm an absolutely sticky mess. My dreads are all gross because I touched them a handful of times. The good thing about honey is it'll just dread them up even better. So, ugh. So yeah, we're actually gonna go to the porch bees next. The porch bees are next on the list to deal with because I need to look While there's still a little bit of light for the porch, I need to address the porch bees next. So we're gonna be doing the porch bees next. Right now we're just going from one side of the farm to the other. So it's probably not as exciting to watch me. I'll spin it. Here's where we're heading. So it's my house. If you guys are interested in my house, you want to hear some history, if you Google search Mavis Manor, you type that under Google, you'll find me. It's got a Wikipedia page and everything. So 1890s, you can't really see it because of the trees. Queen Anne Victorian. So I'll pop you guys here for just a second. So what we're doing is right there is is a little pond. My hands are sticky. Unsticky. See, that's simple. Unsticky hands. Is it haunted? Yes, it is. So lots of I currently don't have any of the footage, but we had a bunch of paranormal investigators throughout the course of the years do some cool investigations here. Okay. So here we are. They don't, because that's a porch foundation and not the house foundation. So, plus the house is 150 or 100 and some years old. Yeah, Kitty's name is Fernando. Okay, so here's the porch bees. Just so you guys know, so we're all real. So we're sitting on my porch. You see the bees right in front of me. Let me spin this around. Okay. I want them to understand. Right here, the door to our house, the door to my house, door to our bedroom. So, I literally do keep bees on my porch. Why? Because that's how safe bees are. So what we gotten to 4 hives so far today. Got stung 1 time, mostly because I'm an idiot. What we're gonna do is trying to get you guys the best angle. And the cool thing about the porch bees is I can usually see when we deal with the porch. I can usually read the chat and such here on the porch. Okay, so there's an extra frame for me to take down this way. So if you guys are wondering, this is actually a fast way to brood queens. This is a queen box. So if you guys saw me do the walkway splits, what you can do is you can put 2 frames in here. And then you can do quick little walkway splits with them and make more bees. So what's the verdict, guys? What's the verdict? Should I go with more fire? Should I go with more fire today, or should I just we want to build fire. What am I asking? There's guys watching the channel. We all want to build fire. So am I a real doctor? Depends on what you mean by doctor. So I went to college for quite a few years. I went quite a few as in 10. I have not actually been to a medical doctor. I treat myself for all of my own illnesses. I'm an herbalist, so I treat all myself for all of my own illnesses. I make my own medicine. Do I have a nifty little title that is required by the state to say doctor? Absolutely not. But one more thing. But can I do everything? Can I do everything that most PhDs and doctors can do? Absolutely. So But out of respect for them, I won't say that. But that's why we go by Doc. So. If you're new to watching this, you guys are more than happy to. You guys can join the Discord, !Discord. If you want to see my nonprofit and you want to see the stuff I do, !M. And if you don't know who I am, my name's Justin or Doc. I'm a gentleman farmer. I live here in southern West Virginia. If you want to see where I live, if you want to know exactly where I live, just type in Mavis Manor. You'll see my house. So if you don't use Discord, in the description below, you can send me an email. It's doc@mavispharmacy.com. Why? Because it's fun. So what we're doing here is we're getting the fire started so that if I need to smoke, or anything, we've got it all set up. You guys saw, if you guys watched a little bit ago when I got stung, I should have had smoke with those guys, because after all of the hard work that I did and having to break up their house and such, they were not very happy with me. But again, the carnies only stung me once, so that's good. So what we're getting into now, the hive we're going to get into now, this is the fuel cardboard. And if you saw the white stuff I was just using a little bit of paper towels, because paper towels help cardboard catch faster. What can you use for fuel? You can pretty much use anything you want for fuel. The trick is this thing needs to get nice and hot, so hot enough that you can burn yourself. And trust me, I do it all the time. You don't want to touch this this thing around here. So. Yeah, if you've got so many questions, I hope I can answer at least half of them in the future. And I'm more than happy to answer any questions anybody has. I'm here to help you guys out. That's what I do. On my website is a bunch of free classes that you can take to teach you a bunch of stuff. The goal is I want to make the world better, and the best way to make the world better is to share all my knowledge with all of you guys out there. I've been blessed with being able to move out here to Appalachia and to do everything. So, I do sometimes sell my honey. It's hit and miss. So, if you type in !M, or if you go to Mavis Pharmacy or mavisinstitute.xyz. So mavispharmacy.com or mavisinstitute.xyz is the name of my website. So on there is a bunch of, I guess the Discord's just not working. I guess the whatever, there it is. Thank you, Yam. You are on top of it today, brother. Let's get this smoking good. So on there is a bunch of classes, from cloning to raising bees to composting toilets to attempting to live off-grid to anything like that. So what we do is we teach people. I really wanted to get into teaching people off-grid living and all that kind of stuff, but I realized that a lot of people just really need to learn the basic skills of farming and basic skills of growing food and doing animal husbandry and such like that. So I've scaled everything down, so it's now kind of just an absolute beginner level. There's also plenty of other great people out there that teach really the more intense stuff. I'm down to the really, really basic, simple things. So I will say I'm not asking. I just want to pass this along. This is a little tip, since I've got enough people watching that this might be sense. So if any of you use Amazon.com, if you type in smile.amazon.com, you can 0.5% of what you buy off of Amazon gets donated to your favorite nonprofit. You can donate to mine if you'd like, but please don't think you have to. But please take that money away from Amazon and give it to somebody else. So it's smile.amazon.com, and you get 0.05% of everything you purchase. Doesn't cost you any money. It does take away from Amazon, and you can give a little bit to your favorite nonprofit, a nonprofit in the area. If you want to use mine, it's Mavis Institute Co-op. But again, just pick your favorite one, at least in your area. And if you don't use Amazon, great. I am absolutely spectacular. I wish I didn't live in such the middle of nowhere, but a lot of stuff I just don't have access to getting because I'm too far away from it. Anyways, just a little thing that people might not realize. So let's get in here. By the way, guys, always buy local when you have the opportunity. It's always best. I just know if you guys are anything like me, that's not always possible. So here we are. We're going to get in here nice, down and dirty into this hive. So it's been a couple weeks, been 2 weeks since I got into this hive as well. So you guys can see a lot quieter of a hive. Good thing is, it doesn't look like I'm gonna need to smoke. So we're gonna pull up a couple of these frames. We're gonna see what's going on down here. We're gonna see how hard a worker these are. It looks like everybody's hanging out on this side. So drawing out some comb. We got some honey in here. Good to go. So this is the very, very first time I've ever raised. This is the very, very first time I've ever raised Italians. So these ones happen to be the VSH Italians. So they're supposed to be varroa mite resistant. Yes, when you're around this many bees, catching a buzz is pretty easy. Oh, well, you know, I can actually tell you exactly why. I'm looking at this hive, and I know exactly now why they're only on half the hive. Because I only gave them half the comb. Which I have no idea what I'm thinking. I don't know what I was doing, so. I don't know if you guys can see this. See the silliness that I did here? See the silliness right here? I don't know what I was doing. Not a good idea to leave a big portion of your hive with no comb in it. You guys saw in the last hive what they're most likely going to do with it if you do that. So, I think what I'm going to ultimately do with these guys is I'm going to condense this down a little bit because I don't think these guys need, well, I don't know. We'll see what happens when I get in here a little bit further. And these guys are good at gluing. Let me show you guys how awesome these guys are at gluing. They glue these two frames together. Why? Because I didn't have them, I had them staggered. Okay, so we got some capped brood here. Not a whole lot going on this side. Didn't really want to pull this one up yet, but I'm going to set it right here to the side because it doesn't look like there's a queen on here. So we should be good to go. Now, as long as I don't knock that over, or anything, we should be good to go. Okay. What? Do you have angry bees? No, these guys are pretty calm right now. Time to eat? Yeah, it'll be a while. Okay, so these guys, because of the poor plan that I did, I staggered them inappropriately, so they're gluing everything back together. Why aren't the bees stinging me? Because bees don't really want to sting you. They actually are bees are normally pretty calm and pretty good. So they just kind of want to do their thing, and they don't really want you to bother you. So And so the only reason they're really going to focus on stinging you is if you're doing something that's like really drastically affecting them. So that's the reason they're here on my porch. Again, like I said, we're on my porch, on my front porch. So doing porch bees. Let me spin this back down, because this is actually what is more exciting to see. So man, they've made life really hard for me. Again, another mistake I've made, so because I didn't space these things properly, they're gluing them together, and I have to carefully unglue them. Without doing everything to piss off the bees. Which they're pretty happy right now, so we're good to go. Again, all we're doing is double checking. I'm making sure that everything is good to go in here, so So what you're seeing me doing is they're gluing both together, and that's not what I want them to do. So these particular guys, I don't actually need to worry about feeding them, because we've got enough pollen this time of year that they are good to go. But in the winter months, or right as fall comes, or if there's a dearth, what dearth means is there's just a lack of food. So then in that scenario, I have to be extra careful, and then I might feed them. In that scenario. Okay. I just want to show you guys. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this before, but I just want to make sure you guys know, so you guys can actually see like how ridiculous it really is when you keep bees. So you guys keep seeing me pull out all the bees. Bees. I'm just setting them on the ground right there, right by me. Yeah, and so like I'm just letting the bees hang out there as I'm cleaning this out, and then we'll get in here and get some more in depth. So, because we got a lot of getting in here, and I've got those 4 frames to really just go through. So let's get this back in place. Yeah, that's the one thing. Italians are good when it comes to that kind of stuff. Is they're one of the more calmer out of all the bees. Okay, so the reason why Africanized bees are actually so intense is because they grew up with a larger predator. Italian bees didn't have a lot of stuff going in there and like messing with their hives and such like that. Where the Africanized bees in Africa and other things had a lot of predator pressure getting in there, and so they learned the genes to fight and protect, and so they're just really, really strong. They are great. Like if you could get a calm Africanized hive, you would have a very, very good. That's actually kind of the reason what they were trying to do is they were trying to breed a really, really good Africanized hive, but it didn't end up happening. So, and actually, some of the bees I have here could have Africanized genes in them. Okay, so I don't know if you guys didn't see that because I had it pointed the wrong direction. So let me show you guys. So we know we're getting a little bit. So if you watch, I'm gonna stick my hand right here. Okay. And you're gonna see more bees fly up towards me. What's happening is they're getting angrier and angrier. Oh. So what this is this tells you the temperature and the humidity of your hive. So you want to leave it over top of one of your brood. You want to leave this over top of one of your brood, like some of your brood chambers and things of that sort. And then you can come by with your phone every once in a while, and then it only triggers when you go to trigger it, but it's got a battery and a Bluetooth in here, and then when you purposely trigger it, it'll then for a minute send the Bluetooth signal of what's happening inside your hive. The reason why that's important is you don't want to do regularly signal us out, is that way it doesn't stress your bees. So I'm going to, because these guys are starting to get stressed, I'm going to give these guys just a little bit of smoke. And we're going to get in here. And we're going to look for the queen. So, no eggs. Okay, we got eggs here, good. And some angry bees. I'm looking in that clump if I see her. I really don't like these plastic frames, they hurt. Okay, I don't see her in this just yet. So yeah, let's get that smoke up a little bit. What we're going to do is we're going to get a little bit more smoke up in there. So instead of a queen, there's drones, and they're the only male bee. They actually don't sting, and their whole job is to go out and mate, or as we say, they go out to the pub and they knock up other bees so that they can pass the genetics of this particular hive onto other colonies. So there's a lot of brood here. So okay, don't see the queen here. We're going to get a little bit deeper. With how small this hive is, we should be able to find the queen pretty easily. Okay, I'm seeing some wiggling. I'm going to guess there's a chance that she's on this frame, but I'm going to look at this last one. So this is actually a pretty weak hive. So thinking about possibly moving these guys to a smaller frame to give them a little bit more heads up. So we got a queen laying, or was laying. Okay. She's right there. You guys can see kind of in the center of the screen. Right there, about exact center of the screen is the queen. She's going to the top now. I'm trying to keep her right smack in the center. So she's right there. Nice big fat abdomen. So right there. So I hope you guys got a chance to see her. Okay, guys, so here's a question for you guys. What do you think I should do? You think I should keep these in this nice... I can move them into a nice nuke. And I'll be able to put one extra frame in here. And that might help compact them a little bit. And that might help them. Right now, they're acting a little weak. They're doing some stuff that... I really thought that these guys would be rocking a little bit more than they currently are. So, this is something I'm really highly considering, is moving these guys to a smaller frame, to a smaller box at the moment. So have to travel as far around when they're going to eat, and when the other bees are coming in and they're doing their work and such. There's a less surface area. There's less surface area and such they have to do. So. I don't know. I really think we're going to go small. Yeah. My gut instinct is telling me to go small. And so I want to trust my gut instinct. So I will show you guys. Give me just 1 minute. I didn't get stung. It just bounced. It just hit me. Give me 1 minute. I'm going to let you guys look at the bees for just a second. I am going to get a charger because my phone is telling me we're getting low on charge, and I'll be right back. By the way, guys, I'm just knocking everything on the ground if you're wondering. Okay. So I got a new charger in. So let's I'll show you guys the trick of what we're going to do. So we're going to condense this hive down to a smaller. We're going to condense this hive down now to a smaller hive. I think that's going to be the best for what we're doing. give these guys a little extra attention. Since they're the porch bees, they came into the season a little weak. I was when I got them, I noticed that that there wasn't as many bees as there are with the other ones. And since I've never had Italians before, I'd be more than happy to give these guys a little extra attention. And then that does open up this other box that I might be able to take away to the carnies out back, and maybe do some swapping and such with them. So let me get everything set up. So we're going to get all this set up, and so you guys will be able to see step by step of what we're doing. Because there's going to be a couple little tricks that I'm going to actually have to do that might be a little different than what you would normally think. So I'm going to show you a trick what we're going to do. So the first thing we're going to do is make as much noise as possible. No, is I'm going to take the lid, I'm going to flip the lid upside down. Flipping the lid upside down, and I'm putting, I'll show you guys. Let me just get this stuff in place. You can see it if I do it right there, yeah. So what we're doing is I'm putting the lid upside down, I'm putting this in here. The reason for this is I want to make sure that when we deal with the queen, there's no chance that she gets out and I step on her or anything like that. So we're going to go through those frames. We're going to put these frames in here. Then after we do that, I can take this bottom, I can take this and this board away, and we'll be able to address all of that really soon. Okay, so I'm going to do all this extremely slow and extremely carefully because I don't want to risk hurting any of the queen. I don't want to hurt the queen or any of the other, because these guys are kind of weak at the moment. Oh, sorry, you guys are doing a little bit of a ghetto lean. Give me 1 second. That would be really good, Damatra. I agree. I would like that. And now you guys are on the ground. I threw them on the ground, yeah. Okay. Actually, there's a ghetto lean so much in the ghetto lean. Probably because I can't get.
You really think that's going to stay up there?
think it's going to stay up there enough.
Understand gravity?
No, I don't understand gravity. Gravity doesn't exist. No, I'm just... Okay, so we're going to get into this next one. Okay. Hold on. What is my phone doing now? Sorry, guys. It'll just be a second. My phone just it's gonna tell me. Oh, I see. Okay, give me just a second. Lisa, can I get you to get your extension cord so I can plug in my phone so I can finish doing this class?
What extension cord?
The orange one. That yellow orange one that you had. You guys get to see the ceiling. Isn't it beautiful? Actually, I might not need the extension. At least I probably don't need the extension cord. I didn't realize how long this was. Luckily, I have power right here. So you guys are just gonna have to deal with the craziness for just a second. Okay, now let me get the thing set up from a slightly different angle. One more second, almost there. This will probably work. What? Oh, thank you. Okay. Okay, so we should be good now. Nope, not good. Okay, so you guys get the most jerry-rigged version of how to do this as possible. So you guys can still see what I'm doing, but you guys get to sit here for right here one more second. Right there. Just 1 second. I need to get the other thing. Okay. The one thing that I do have is bear with me for just a second, guys, while I get this in place. Yep, this is great. This is great entertainment, isn't it, guys? Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay. So after all of that, we're back to being able to see what we're doing next. So we're going to go back to addressing that with the bees. So we still have a lot of bees living in this box right here. So what we're gonna do is after we get everything moved, I'll shake those bees into the box, and I'll show you guys how to do that next. Okay, so I'm gonna pick this up. Carefully put that down. Put the other frames in there. And so what I'm going to do now, guys, is is that all of the extra bees that you're going to see, I'm actually going to grab one of the frames under there, and then I'm going to shake the rest of the bees into what we're doing next. So hopefully what I'm doing you guys will be able to see fairly decently. I've got some extra frames here that I don't know what I'm going to do with just yet. They do have good stuff in them. That's the downfall, but I don't need them on top of that thing just yet. So see these guys? It's kind of one of the nicest ways to get the bees in there without stressing them. Is you just kind of get them to drop in. So you see these guys, they're not sure what's going on because we just did a big switch up. So you guys can see how the bees are clumping because they're kind of trying to figure out what's going on, but that's okay. So now what I'm going to do here, guys, is I'm going to zoom in real fast to show you guys what's happening. I'll tell you guys what's going to be next, but I'm going to the cameras. So what's happening is the bees, I shook all the bees in. I'm going to leave the rest of these open like this. I'm going to leave the top open for just a little bit longer so a few more bees can get in there and things of that sort. Here is the other frame. I moved it over here. And there you guys can see how much smaller we moved to it. It actually already looks a lot better with all those amount of bees. They should be able to get working and being able to do everything that I want them to do. So hopefully this all turned out really well. Anyways, guys, since I got a few more things I need to get done, my camera keeps acting up, and I want to get these bees in, I'm going to call it an evening. Thank you guys for joining me today. We'll be doing this again tomorrow because I still have 2 more hives that I need to get into, and the time is just not suitable for the rest of this evening. So I'll be doing this sometime tomorrow. So again, my name's Justin, Doc, the Gentleman Farmer, whatever you'd like to call me. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the day. Thank you guys. If you want to join the Discord, !Discord. And other than that, I will see you guys later. Adios. Or adios as soon as I figure out how to get this to turn off because, you know, it's saying no.